Good evening, everybody. Bershus, and with the permission of friends in old and new, I'd just like to say thank you all so very much for joining me on this journey. We've completed 18 Mishnahs in the first parak, and now we begin the second parak. Second parak begins, Rabbi Omer. Rabbi says, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, Eizah derech yishara sheyavel adam. What is the correct path that a person should choose? Kol shehi teferes lo yisar v'sferes lo ben adam. Anything that brings glory and honor to the individual who performed it and brings him honor as a result of it from others. Izohei b'mitzvah kala kebchamora. And a person should be scrupulous and careful in the minor mitzvahs as if he was performing a major mitzvah. Because you do not know what is the reward for mitzvahs. Gaze upon three things, and you will not come to sin. Know what is above you at all times. Ayin rov, in all seeing in an eye and an all hearing ear. Besepher נכתבין, and all of your deeds are written in a book. Rabbi says, Izohei derech yeshera. What is the correct path? What is literally derech yeshera, the straight path, sheyaver lo ha'odam, that a person should choose. So, my friends, what is the straight path in life? The Rambam tells us, haderech yeshera hi, the straight path, mida beinanis shebechol mida, that you should walk in the middle. It is the intermediate position from any particular side. Is it not really simple? Doesn't the Torah in Tehillim already tell us and state, Ki yesharim darchei Hashem, because the paths are the pathways of God, meaning if you walk in the pathways of God, that's the straight path. Ki yesharim yeshera darchei Hashem. It's not so simple, my friends. The Yerushalmi in Chagiga tells us the following: HaTorah doime l'shnei shvilin. The Torah is comparable to two paths. Echad shel or ve'echad shel sheleg. One is comparable, or one path is the path of light and fire, and one path is the path of cold and snow and ice. Hatei shel zu, choose this one, meis bi'or. If you choose this one, you could be burnt by the fire. Hatei b'shel zu, meis b'sheleg. And if you choose the other path, you could be you could be frozen to death. Ma ya'aseh, the Gemara in Chagiga tells us, what should you do? Yelech be'emtza, walk in the middle. But it's really not so simple again, my friends. Even within the boundaries of Torah, there are many paths. Many paths which an individual could choose. There are grand and lofty mitzvahs, and then there are lowly mitzvahs. There are ways to perform mitzvahs with love and affection and joy, ivdu es Hashem b'simcha, with dignity and beauty, or via rote adherence practiced through strictness and stringiness. There are permissive acts and there are gluttonous acts. Sheyibor ha'odom, choose man, the path God is telling you. Sheyelech bo ha'odom. What is the path that a man should work in? What is the path that a man should walk in? What is the path that a man's life travels? Yes, shouldn't it have really, the Mishnah, according to Rabbi, have said, Sheyelech bo ha'odam, and not really Sheyibor ha'odam? What is the path that man should walk in and not the path that a man should choose? Yes, really. People should walk a straight path. But it isn't always easy. First and foremost, above all else, one must choose which path to walk. Sheyibor, sheyavor, choice. But I'd like to suggest that sheyavor also has the same root derivation as shiber, meaning to break. Your choices in life can break you. Hashem gave you and me the choice. So as the Torah tells us, choose life. It's not okay to steal, my friends. It's not okay to cheat or to take advantage, to be a glutton, not just with food, but with money and others. The Ramban tells us, Al tihiyu novel b'rshus haTorah. Don't be a technician that if the specific halacha allows it and is permissive act, it doesn't mean that you can manipulate those rules and those technical ordinances and statutes in order to take advantage of something. Al tihiyu novel b'rshus haTorah. Don't be a disgust with the permission of the Torah. Avoid even the appearance of impropriety. Those choices, those paths, are not the choice the Mishnah is coming to teach us to follow. It's rather just the opposite. Choose a straight path, a derech yeshera. But what, Rabbi say, is a derech yeshera? A straight path. The Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi continues, Kol shehi teferes la'oisa v'teferes lo min ha'adam. The path that you need to choose is that which is honorable for him and brings him honor. I like to tell my children, do yourself proud. If you and your actions make yourself proud, then pride will come from others. Rabbi Said, the Mishnah continues, Vehevi Zahir b'mitzvah kala kebchamora. And be scrupulous and be careful with the observance of a minor mitzvah like a major mitzvah. Let's discuss mitzvahs. And as I'm wont to do, I like to quote my father, Rabbi Yaakov Simcha Cohen, and he wrote the following. In Parshas Ekev it says, V'hoyo Ekev tishme'un. If only you will listen to these laws, safeguarding them, then Hashem will keep the covenant of love with which He made an oath to your fathers. Rashi on the spot in Parshas Ekev says, Ima mitzvahs hakalos she'odom dash be'ekov tishme'un. If even those lesser commandments, like Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi was saying, that you should be zoyer in, that you should be careful and scrupulous in, those minor mitzvahs, if even the lesser commandments in which a person treads on with his heels you will heed. So my father writes, some mitzvahs are popular, some are not. Instances of a popular mitzvah can be found in near universal observance of the Pesach Seder, for example. Every stripe of Jew, nearly universally, collectively, and individually, observes some form of a Seder. Unpopular mitzvahs. On the other hand, Shatnez, Nida, Tfilas Kelim, and the list goes on. Not everybody's so scrupulous in its performance or observance. Not really. But I really want to talk about, as my father writes, the popular mitzvahs. And he relates the following tale. After World War II, there was a commonly held belief that there were no longer 613 Tayyag mitzvahs, rather there were 614 mitzvahs. Support and love for the newly realized joy of Medinat Israel. The mitzvah endeared itself nearly universally amongst Jews. Indeed, in order to fulfill this mitzvah, no action is required. No time limit needs be observed. Indeed, there are many people who love Israel and never actually visit it. In fact, there are those who love Israel so much, they never even contribute to it in any way, shape, form. And yet this unique mitzvah has overwhelmed the sentiments of the Jewish people to become the most popular mitzvahs. Why is Medinat Israel so important? A member of my father's congregation many years ago related the following. After World War II, when only 12 of the 350 members of his community survived the horrors of Auschwitz. Seven of those 12 survivors committed suicide. The remaining 5 felt horribly guilty that they survived for the rest of their lives. Those that remained were depressed that Hashem had forsaken his chosen people. The Gemara in Yevamos relates that Eliyahu Hanavi was witnessed to be walking in a cemetery. And when he was seen traversing the gravestones in the graveyard, he was called out to him, Mali Cohen bebeis hakvaros. What's a Cohen doing in a beis hakvaros? And is in Arum permitted to give Truma? Is a naked individual permitted to give Truma? Eliyahu is the symbol of Jewish redemption and the harbinger of the Mashiach, foreshadowing ultimate redemption. Why did the redemption have to come after 6 million Kedoshim and a Holocaust and a Shoah? Why did salvation and freedom come only after 6 million? Why is it that we have had to live through the bloodshed of centuries of expulsion from France, Spain, and England? Twice in England. A Chmielnicki uprising, an inquisition, a black Magefa in the 14th century, and numerous and countless libels and pogroms. Eliyahu, why have you not come sooner? Rabbi, is a naked person permitted to give Truma? We are naked without our leaders, without our Talmidim of Torah, without our great Torah luminaries. Can we still give thanks, proper thanks to Hashem being so exposed and naked in the world and dependent upon others? These are questions for Eliyahu Hanavi. Teku. Tishbi Yitaris Kushis V'Abayis. Eliyahu Hanavi will have to answer. When a non-Jew comes to convert, we are extraordinarily and extremely negative, and we discourage this person. In fact, we ask this person, why do you want to become a Jew? Don't you know and realize that the Jew has been the brunt of insidious anti-Semitism throughout the millennia? That the Jew has been scorned throughout the ages? Why do you want to join this nation? If the non-Jew responds, Afal Pirkei, even so, we embrace this individual and welcome him into our fold, and then we teach him mitzvahs later. My father's Rabbi, Rav Yitzchak Kutner, Zatzal, explained, notice the first question is not, will you observe Torah and mitzvahs? Instead, we request whether you can feel empathy with the Jewish people. And if the response is yes, Afal Pirkei, we accept him. We welcome him and we embrace his desires. Empathy. If we require empathy of a non-Jew, Kal v'chomer fortiori, all the more so, a born Jew should have empathy with Klal Yisrael. But sadly, the popular mitzvah of love of Israel, even by our own brethren, Hamevin Yovin, is not so popular. We cannot afford to let this mitzvah of love and support of Israel be trampled by the heels, by our ekef, dash be'akov. We need to treat this mitzvah anew and afresh with vigor. If only you listen to these laws, safeguarding and keeping them, then God, your Lord, will keep the covenant and love with which he made to your forefathers. The Mishnah continues. Our first Mishnah in the second parak. Da ma'ale mincha. Know that which is constantly above you. Ayin roya, in all-seeing eye. V'oizen shamas, and in all-hearing ear. V'chol ma'asiך בספר נכתבין, and all of your deeds are written in a book. The Gemara in Rosh Hashanah notes that there are 3 books. The book of tzaddikim, of the righteous. The book of the beinanim, the intermediate individuals. And the book of Rishoyim, the book of the wicked. And inscriptions are made therein on our holiest of days. The Torah tells us, Rabbi say, Ksov zoi zikaron b'sefer v'sim bi'oznei Yeshua. Write this in a book of remembrance. Yizkor, zchor, sivrei chayim emesim. And we just, a short while ago, commemorated Yom Ha'atzmaut, Yom HaZikaron, and Yom HaShoah. Rabbi say, Uvachalta v'chayim, choose life. Yavor Yeshera, choose a straight path. Zchor, remember. What choices will you make? What choices will I make? What path will you choose? What path will I choose? And how will you and I be rewarded?